This is Senzo Mchunu, who disbanded the PKTT in 2024. And this is Brown Mogotsi, the alleged puppet master, who had a hand in that process to save Matlala. In this video, we will see Mogotsi confirm that under oath, crumbling with flops, contradictions, and evasions that will make your blood boil. Stick around because by the end, you will see undeniable proof. This man is not just a liar, he is the smoking gun of political interference, directly triggering the PKTT's fall leaving killers on the streets and justice in ruins. So please hit the like button and please subscribe. Thank you. Now let's watch.
So you see that the date of those chats is 31 December 2024.
That's correct.
Yes. And these are the chats between you and Mr. Matlala because they were obtained from Mr. Matlala's phone.
That's correct.
And we know that 31 December 2024 is the date when the minister drafted the disbandment letter.
That's correct.
We can accept that.
We accept it.
Did you know that the minister was at home on that day?
I did not know where the minister was.
You did not know. And you sending your communication with the minister to Mr. Matlala, correct?
That's correct.
Because on 31 December 2024, you want to show Mr. Matlala that you and the minister are discussing the PKTT, or at least people in the leadership of the PKTT, correct?
Not discussing that. I sent him a message.
Yes.
Remember, the minister did not respond.
Yes.
If it's me, it was a one-way communication.
No, I'm saying you are sending this to Mr. Matlala.
Yes.
And the purpose of you sending it to Mr. Matlala is to show Mr. Matlala that at least you are discussing the PKTT with the minister.
Yeah, that I sent him
Yes.
a message, yes.
And that you are portraying the PKTT, or at least its leadership, in a negative light. Is that correct? Because you're not saying positive things about the PKTT or its leadership.
In that context, yes.
Yeah. So you are portraying the PKTT in a negative light.
To Matlala.
You are showing Matlala
That's
that
correct.
you are portraying to the minister the PKTT in a negative light.
No, I'm not showing that. It's not in that context. To show, this is where there's a court judgment.
Yes.
It's a fact. You don't portray, you are showing him, this is now what I think
Yes.
the PKTT have done, and this is what my suggestion is
Yes.
to the minister.
So you are suggesting to the minister that the PKTT is doing wrong things.
That there's a court judgment.
Yes.
Yes, not the PK. Here we are not referring mainly to the PKTT. I'm referring to the judgment, that here's the judgment, and I feel the leader of the PKTT should be accountable.
Yes.
Yes.
No, we're saying the same thing. You were referring to a judgment,
Yes.
but what interested you in the judgment was the conduct of the PKTT,
That's correct.
which you thought was bad.
Inappropriately so, yes.
Yes. And this is around 11:18 in the morning, so it's 18 minutes after 11.
Yes.
Yes. And then what follows this text is a text on page 59 to Mr. Matlala, where you say to him, "Today is D-Day," on the other side. You see that?
I see that 100%.
Yes. And what I'm going to suggest to you is that the only thing of relevance or significance that happened that day is the disbandment of the PKTT by the minister.
Absolutely.
At least that is relevant to Mr. Matlala. I mean, I'm sure the whole country would have been celebrating the end of the year. But in these exchanges, the only thing of significance that happened that day is the disbandment of the PKTT.
That's correct. That's
Yes.
correct.
And this suggests, at least to me, that at 11:32 on the 31st of December 2024, you knew that PKTT was going to be disbanded that day, and that's the message you were sending to Mr. Matlala, that this is D-Day, this is the day when PKTT is going to be disbanded.
The suggestion, Commissioner, is misplaced, Commissioner. Here it was a D-Day. Remember I said it was, this is what I said. If you check the message, outstanding issues. But from the top, it starts by, I'm now worried, my brother.
Yes.
He said, worried about. And I said, the outstanding issues, now this again. Then I said, okay, today is the D-Day on the other side. I think you must also stand back. The D-Day was the pay for the payment of the January 8. And then to stand back, look, this is now what supports the stand back. He asked me, stand back, don't understand what you mean. Then I only spoke about your safety and business, because I did allude even yesterday. It was after I heard that they were going to Matlala, I don't want to say attack, but they were going to do a similar thing which they did previously. That is why I even say, if you check the next one, I said, we must just fight what comes your way to help him. It was his way. It has nothing to do with the PKTT and all those stuff and all those things. Now, I don't know, Commissioner, if I should talk about the letter that you say it gave impression to the minister, and I've also showed to Cat.
No, I did not ask about that. I'm only focusing on this text.
Yeah,
so D-Day to you referred to payments for 8 January.
That's correct.
So why did it have to be D-Day on the 31st of December
because
2024?
It was what we agreed with the arrangement for the people who were going to Cape Town that we were going to pay. And the focus, as I've said, let's say there's no D-Day, and I say you must stand back, and he asked me from what? And I say, for your safety and your business. If it was the PKTT, when he says stand back from what, I should have said something big is coming that is going to make you happy, or something to show that I was awaiting the disbandment. But we were talking specifically about his safety and his business.
Yes. And his safety and his business have
correct.
Everything to do with PKTT and not the 8 January event of the ANC.
Yes, that's what I said, because the D-Day is separate.
Yes.
On other issues, is a D-Day on the other side.
Yes.
Yes, but now,
And then when he asks you why he must stand back, you say it relates to your safety and your business.
Yes.
Which means it relates to the PKTT.
Because they were going to go, as I heard, they were going to go to him again. There was a stage when they took all his firearms, whereas he's running a private security, doing some VIP. That's what he was telling me. You could not run that without firearms.
Yesterday you told us that in September 2024, you assisted some people to open a case against the PKTT in Midrand. Do you remember that?
Against nhlanhlamkhwanazi, yes.
Yes. Did you tell the minister about that?
No.
In December 2024, did you have, other than the text that we have seen, did you have discussions with the minister about the PKTT and their raid at Mr. Matlala's house and business? Did you tell the minister about that?
I can't remember.
You can't, but it's possible that you did.
No.
No, but if you can't remember, then you can't say it did not happen. Either you remember or you don't remember.
No, I never told the minister. And if I don't remember, doesn't mean I did.
Yes.
If one cannot remember, it's just that this is here now. You will find out even this letter that I wrote to the minister, I may have sent to another person also about the judgment, constitutional court judgment. But I don't remember sending or informing the minister that they have beaten Cat's wife, and I know. And I never even spoke to the minister about Cat.
Yes. Okay. Yes. And then one last point, just looking at the long text on page 58 and the content of the long text, I think my colleague, Commissioner Baloy, has taken you through it. You are advising or suggesting to the minister that either he or Sibia must charge Khumalo and apply Rule 9 of the disciplinary hearing. Do you see that?
I see that.
Do you accept that on its face, this is you interfering with police matters at a high level, on matters that have nothing to do with you or your community in the Northwest? Do you accept that this is interference in police matters?
Commissioners, you seeing me sitting here, it should not go out of the mind of the commissioners that I'm still a citizen of South Africa. I'm still an individual. It's not the first time, that I send a message to someone or request an intervention of some sort from other people. I did. So to write this, I can give you two practical examples. There is one general of the army from Mahikeng. He was a well-known person, General Madumani. He had some problems before he passed on. The commission, I don't know if you are aware, I called the deputy president, Mashatile, and he referred me to the HOD requesting an intervention. Unfortunately, the HOD, as we were starting, the person passed on. I'm saying it is possible, it may have been, this should not be misconstrued just because it's Minister Senzo. Even if it was like the same, the former Minister Vikidel, I would call him. I would send him messages. It's not in this that it's because of Minister Senzo.
Mr. Mogotsi, I'm being patient. The case in Cape Town had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with your community. And here you are advising a minister to charge a senior general in the subs. I'm saying to you, that is interference in police matters.
Commissioner, it means you are suggesting to me what happens in the Cape Flats, people being raped and killed, has nothing to do with me and the commissioner. Commissioner, this is South Africa. It is our South Africa. There's nothing wrong to tell a member of parliament or the president or whoever about a particular problem in Eastern Cape or elsewhere. Besides being an agent, this should not be brought in my line of work.
So let me put it the other way. If Mr. Cat Matlala had said to the minister, I want you to arrest Khumalo or to charge Khumalo, as an ordinary citizen, that would have been fine. There would have been nothing wrong with that.
There would be nothing wrong with that. I mean, it is him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Johnson.
Chair, there is one follow-up question that I just do want to ask, and I just want to clarify with you, Mr. Mogotsi. It's that chat from the minister when he asks, was the arrest effected? And if I understood your evidence correctly, you were saying what he was actually interested in was the escape of the Zama Zama kingpin. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So he wanted the Zama Zama kingpin arrested because the Zama Zamas had arrested and some police had been arrested, and some police had conspired to let the kingpin go at Stilfontein.
Not in that context, commissioners. I say there was a community meeting which the minister went to meet with the community leaders. And that particular commitment and intention from the community was made that the community was going to arrest this person, the Zama Zama kingpin. So I'm trying to say, he asked me specifically, because I was with that community, to find out, did they effect that arrest? Did they find the person?
And are we talking about the Zama Zamas who were underground in Stilfontein? Was the community going to go underground and arrest the Zama Zamas?
No, the kingpin was arrested and he escaped. He did not escape back into the hole.
So this was after they'd come up and been arrested and escaped?
That's correct.
You see, Mr. Matlala, that's what I thought your evidence was, but that can't be correct. Because the Zama Zamas only came up from the shaft in the second week of January 2025. And this conversation took place on the 24th of December, or this text was sent on the 24th of December 2024.
Commissioner,
So it couldn't have related to the escape of someone who hadn't yet been arrested before he escaped.
Commissioner, you are I think there's a misconception. The Zama Zama kingpin has never went in and out. He was arrested for these activities. He was never inside the hole.
Are we
So
talking
you
about
are
the same person, Tiger Tswaedi?
Commissioner?
Are we talking about the same person, Tiger Tswaedi?
The kingpin. I can't remember. I think I can't remember his name. That guy is a tiger from Lesotho. I'll have to find out. I must check the right name.
Because what I do want to put to you is that it's quite clear that an alleged kingpin of the Zama Zamas called Tiger Tswaedi was arrested and did escape. And there was national press about it, there was a controversy about it. And he was described as the kingpin of the Zama Zamas in Stilfontein, and he escaped. But that escape only took place in the second week of January 2025. So it couldn't be what you were talking to the minister about on the 24th of December 2024.
Commissioners, I'm still repeating again. Where now Tiger is this kingpin, like you say there was a national thing. That's why I say I can't remember that name. There was a kingpin who was also arrested in Stilfontein. Now you are talking about something else, somebody now who also appeared on the news. It's not that one. There was someone who, that's why even the community was looking for, was terrorizing the people, forcing them to go inside the hold for mining, that particular person. We are talking about two different people here.
So we're no longer talking about Zama Zama kingpins.
Is a Zama Zama also?
You're telling the minister, here's a judgment, you, Sibiya, must discipline, right? It must discipline Khumalo. And you share that with Matlala, who has an interest because PKTT people have come to his house. So it is a meaningful message. You can't downplay it now, Mr. Mchunu.
The content to think that to say Khumalo must be disciplined,
yes,
it's very wrong. That's what I'm saying. Because in the first place, if like what you alluded to yesterday, if this was a criminal case and you ask me, did Khumalo arrest those people and force them to fall? The answer would be no, and I will be at fault with that.
okay. And then you've said to the chairperson, and I think it's not the first time, that you did not read this judgment that you are referring to. It was given to you and you just forwarded it to the minister. Or you told the minister. Yes. Let me correct that. You were told about the judgment and then you mentioned it to the minister, and then you say, Khumalo, you didn't read this judgment, right?
That's correct.
Now, you've admitted the judgment doesn't refer to PKTT and doesn't refer to Khumalo at all. Is this, you accept that this is yet another case of you saying things that are not supported by facts? So you communicate to the minister something that you didn't check and that is untrue. This judgment has nothing to do with the PKTT. You accept that?
Excellent.
Okay. Now, the WhatsApp exchange is in page 52, if you would just go there. And I have only one question maybe about it. You say, why did you share this with Matlala? Why did Matlala, because it's quite cryptic, by the way. So on its face, it doesn't tell anything. It just says, please update. That's page 52. Minister Mchunu said that to you. You say to him, you say something, it was during your tenure, you had said that at 3:07, you said you don't remember what that was. There are a number of telephone calls, and then you say we got a breakthrough on the 24th, and then the next page is the minister asking, was the arrest effected? Now, anyone reading this, unless you tell us what you were discussing with Mr. Matlala so that this makes sense, anyone reading this exchanges between you and Mr. Matlala, it doesn't make sense. It lacks content. Why do you share this with Mr. Matlala when it has absolutely no content unless on the phone call you have discussed with him and he knows exactly what these communications are about?
It is not that, it is just that now I don't remember. It's not that I'm saying this never happened or that time it had a meaning. I so wish I could remember, but I don't remember.
And so you don't remember why you even shared with Mr. Matlala?
No, Matlala had to keep him abreast that I'm working with the minister. That is something else.
Okay.
I would always talk to him.
And here you are working with the minister about what? His contract is not yet cancelled, as I understand. It's December 27th. Why do you need to be persuading Mr. Matlala that you're working with the minister about what?
Not to work with the minister, that I'm close to you. I'm showing him that I always talk to him.
Yeah, what I'm asking is, his contract is not cancelled yet at this point, so
Yes.
why do you need to persuade him that you are working with the minister or you're close to the minister?
I don't know how to put it, commissioners. If you want to win somebody's trust, and then you work, how do I put it? Like any other message that I send him about the intelligence vehicles and what, is to show a person that I'm doing my job. This is what I'm doing and I'm working with the minister. The unfortunate part is that the minister didn't know. Hence, you'll just show someone that you're working with the minister.
Okay. Now, lastly, it's the discussion about the IPID guy. I think, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I understood your evidence this morning to be that you were not interested in the arrest itself, but in the IPID guy. You wanted to know who is this IPID guy.
That's correct.
Is that correct?
Yes. Mainly, I wanted to know in particular who's this person.
What does mainly mean, that qualifier?
In the midst of all these things, that yes, he needed to get justice for his wife and his assault, but my focus was to get this IPID person.
So you were interested in an arrest as well being made?
Yeah, the arrest is not about interest. I mean, if someone is being arrested and his wife being beaten up in front of him, that justice, no one has the right to do that.
Okay.
I cannot deny that the arrest, I would even want to see it. I mean, yeah.
You actually encouraged it because you actually helped him to go and open a case in Soweto.
It's true. That's correct, Commissioner.
And according to you, who would have been arrested on that case? You know the facts. You know who went to his house.
No, I was.
Who according to you, would have been arrested?
It would be the person who manhandled his wife and him.
And you wanted the name of the IPID guy that would help him with that?
No, because he mentioned him along those lines, I also wanted to know him as to who is this person.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. Commissioner,
Sorry, yes.
I'm sitting here, asking myself questions as I'm responding one by one. And I'm responding to the same table that says to me, even the oath that I have taken, they don't believe it is binding my conscience. If someone is in my shoes, does it really help for me to be here? Or as we go on, it will start to bind in the mind of the commissioners? Is it still appropriate for me to be sitting here giving evidence on a known fact that the oath that I've taken doesn't help.
Mr. Mogotsi, please do not make a mistake. What is put to you by way of questioning in no way means that decisions, conclusive findings have been made by this commission. I think you asked me a similar question yesterday. I forget, or I think you asked whether we believe that you are in fact a co-agent. Am I mistaken? I think that's the question you put.
That was the question.
And I said to you, Mr. Mogotsi, we are going to make our findings at some stage down the line. So take it from me when I say at this stage we have not made any findings, but that does not mean that we will not test what you are saying or what is apparent to us from documents. We are going to test that. All of that will assist us in the end in making findings. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
So, Mr. Mogotsi, I thought I had finished about the IPID guy. I have one last question that I wanted to ask that I overlooked. At page 47, right at the bottom of those exchanges, you say to Mr. Matlala, this is still about the IPID guy, I think in the sequence of conversations.
47.
Yes. 47, yes. Right at the bottom? So the exchange before that is from Mr. Matlala. He says to you, there's a bit of a hurdle there, but I will fill you in. Now, we know from earlier evidence that you gave that this conversation is still about the IPID person, but then the very last comment is from you, or message is from you, where you say, will it work? What were you asking here? What would work? Remember, it's about the IPID person. He's just said to
Yes,
you.
but,
Yes.
he said I wanted to know if he said there's a bit of a hurdle. I just want to know, but will it work?
What will work ultimately?
Whatever that is doing with the IPID person.
Will the IPID person go
Succeed,
and
yes.
Okay, no, let me just make sure that you understand what I'm asking. When you ask him, will it work here? Were you asking him, will the IPID person make the arrest happen?
Definitely.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
It is still morning, Mr. Mogotsi. I didn't want to say good afternoon. The charts that we have been looking at, especially the one on it starts on page 57, continues to page 58.